Because
knows
the
what.
the population control that the government had on them led to all the grandkids taking care of the grandparents now.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And it's like it's too much on them, and they just give up. I can't remember.
They're
There's a
mentally
saying for it.
they're against everything that's happening, and I think they're waking up. They're against the communism.
Let it rot. That's the saying.
Let it rot. Yeah.
That's so fucking morbid, but it's like yeah, it's true. It's like just fuck it all, right?
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah. China's a. You can only tell me that the people that
like if you care about
believe they don't necessarily believe in the communist country, but if they want to get ahead,
like
some of these guys, who's the really richest guy over in China? He freaking has something to do with the internet.
I don't know.
Anyway, he's a billionaire, and he believed in it to a point. Like, I don't know where he is. He's in what country he's in now, but he's not in China. So he speaks, and he believed in the system, and that's what it is. It's a system, not like a government system. It's a system. And it's, if you get into the party or if you believe in communism, then you're doing okay, so to speak. But there's a lot of people in China that don't believe in communism, and it's just because of fear, right?
Yeah.
I mean, you can leave, but you don't know. You only know from what you've seen of America, let's say, on their TV, and it's like, what do they see? I can't even believe that. If you're in a country, and here we have state television, and it's like fucking North Korea, state television, and one person, one commentator, and that's it, tells you everything that's going on, and it shows you, pictures of America or whatever, and in the background the freaking flames, and yeah, I can't imagine living over there, and it's a shame because a lot of parts of Russia and a lot of parts of China are very beautiful. I mean, very lush mountains and stuff and valleys. Not to say the States doesn't have anything. It's States is just worn down.
Well, I'm just saying, like, there's gonna be, like the separation of the sheep and the goats, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the sheep go up to heaven,
Uh-huh.
one way or another, right? Like the rapture, and the ones left behind get beheaded if
Yeah.
they're smart.
I'm not buying the rapture really that much.
And either way, like,
Yeah.
there will be a separation, and the goats are gonna want their free will to be exercised completely, right? And the only way to do that is the New World Order, right? And the laws of that have to be all changed simultaneously and immediately, right? Like like what I was saying with the like only legalizing not very addictive drugs like marijuana and alcohol to an extent, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like you limit how much is sold to a person, right? And all
Well,
that.
it is with marijuana. It is.
And
There's no limits on it.
Disarm the entirety of the civilian population, and you disarm most of the law enforcement except military, and they'll use military for
you're gonna disarm
fighting.
You're gonna disarm in the States?
The entire planet I'm talking about.
Like
when all the leaders form together and they build this utopia, right, where everybody has, like I said, a universal income,
right.
that's free, and nobody's poor,
Yeah.
and everybody's set up, and nobody's treated differently, and for rentals and units and stuff like that, and you get enough to get by and then some.
So you're
But
talking about the
if you want
Antichrist for his first
Yeah.
3.5 years.
Yeah, and
Then tell me what happens in the last 3.5.
well, he
Everything goes to shit.
well, he'll say something that offends people. That's what happens, and
Yeah.
and
Hi.
then and then because of the laws he's set up, they're all dead. So, what I'm saying is, like, for the first 3.5 years, it will work, right? Like, if everybody has that, and then it's like, well, what's the incentive to get a job, right, or a career for that matter? And that's like, well, the perks. It's kind of like in Cuba, right?
Mhm.
Like everybody's gets an amount, right, to live on, but you work for certain things like a resort or the military or police force
And the
or
extra.
yeah, then you get extras, right, and you get to a better living area, right, instead
that's-
of living in the West End, living in the East End or the South End. You know what I'm saying? That's what I mean.
Yeah, it's
People will go out and push because they want more, and like I said, like, it's already fucking built into our brains with the advertisement constantly. It's like you always want more. Doesn't matter what it is, you want more of it. And it's like it's already there. So people are gonna want to get up and go to work every day, get that fucking free coffee, get that whatever, and then move up and move away from your fucking neighbors, right?
That's communism.
Yeah, but
What it is.
when it's one world, it's not. There's no enemy, right? Like remember the fucking famous speech with Ronald Reagan?
Who's gonna run it? Who's gonna run the whole world? You're talking
In place of Christ, the fake Christ, Satan's Christ.
And he's gonna have 10 people that are in 10 different sections of the planet.
Yeah, all these nations form together, and they claim to disarm themselves, right?
And they're
for
so
peace.
The leader of this country,
but they
loyal
don't.
to the
and then
Antichrist.
and then after obviously the 3.5 years, these weapons are used against us, plus the laser weapons of the chief of hell, right? Elon Musk, Satan's favorite. What was it? Satan's something. So, demon face syndrome, right? Obviously, there's going to be people that get talents, right, from the Most High. And like mine, right, I can see them on television, and I can see the principalities in the sky, right? That's my specific two abilities that I've been given. And well, when you think about it, some other people could be able to see them directly, right? Like face to face with a human that's possessed. They'll be able to see the demon as if it's part of the human's flesh, right? Like they're one. Which, could be pretty terrifying, I'm sure. But when you think about it, for the last 100 years, we've been, every generation has been trained to know what a zombie is, right? To know what the undead are, and that you should kill them, right? They have no rights, pretty much. They're not human beings anymore, and they're a threat. So in the movies, you're supposed to kill them immediately, right? Like to save yourself and your family and all that. But it's like, what if a very large portion of the population gains this ability, right? And what if it gets to the point where these people start talking amongst themselves, right? Like online, yeah, but like even people they know, if they have the same abilities, they'll eventually come to the conclusion that, yeah, these are not human beings, or maybe they once were, but they're not anymore, kind of a thing. And to the outside people, the people who can't see it, it's going to look like everybody went crazy and started murdering everyone, right? And it's like, I think about it in detail, and like, obviously a way around that would be to have glasses, right? Like, I don't know if they have them out now or not, but like augmented reality specs, right? That you would have to wear all the time, and this would create an overlay type of a thing where the camera picks up the human flesh and that's it, and then makes a permanent overlay saved to each person that you come in contact with, so that you view them only as human, right? Or some type of technology along those lines. I think that will definitely come about if something like that were to occur. Like, I'm not sure how many people are able to see the demons taking over the humans. I can't face to face, like, I've never really seen that. At one time I saw an old woman on a porch, and for the split second I looked over at her, she did not look human. But other than that, like, face to face, I've never seen like, pretty much a reptilian, right? Like, that's what people call them. They're not, they look that way, right?